Yes, sir.
Greetings. I'm Pastor Milton Jr., Senior Pastor of Kingdom Builders, right here in Birmingham, Alabama. And it is an honor, such a joy to be able to come into your homes, wherever you may be, just to share the gospel of Jesus Christ and to give you some midday motivation. That's right, it's midday motivation, and we're excited about this opportunity. I want to talk with these thoughts or this thought in our mind, and that is that dangerous distractions. I want to say that again, dangerous distractions. In Luke chapter 10, verse 38 through 42, I want you to read that when you get an opportunity. It talks especially from the Message Bible. Listen to what verse 38 says. As they continued their travel, Jesus entered a village, and a woman by the name of Martha welcomed him and made him feel quite at home. But we know this story backwards and forward, in and out. And it says, and she had a sister Mary who sat before the master, hanging on to every word that he said. Verse 40, but Martha was pulled away by all she had to do in the kitchen. Later, she stepped in, interrupting them, and says, Master, don't you care that my sister has abandoned me in the kitchen? Tell her to lend me a hand. And here's what Jesus says, Martha, dear Martha, you're fussing about much going on and getting yourself all worked up over nothing. One thing is essential, and Mary has chosen it. It's the main course, and this will not be taken away from her. And I want to talk from those two words, dangerous distractions. Dangerous distractions. All of us understand this, that anytime you're focused on something, you're focused on a goal, distractions will come. It's not that distractions aren't all around us. It's what we yield to that determines if that distraction will cause us to lose focus on our ultimate goal and our purpose. In this story, there are two sisters. Both of them had a relationship with Jesus. There are two people that are devoted to Jesus. There are two people that love Jesus, but only one of them receiving a compliment from Jesus. Only one of them receiving commendation from Jesus, and that was Mary. Two people that love him, two friends of Jesus, but only one received a good word or good progress or a good report from Jesus. Her approach was different. Martha gets it wrong because her approach was wrong. Look at what Jesus tells her. Martha, you're pulled away with many things. You're worried about many things. You're getting worked up. But your sister Mary has found out what was essential, and she's sitting down, and I will not cause this to be taken away from her. Jesus does not cancel Martha. He does not condemn Martha. He simply corrects her at the right time. She gets it wrong, but he doesn't put her out. She get it wrong, but he doesn't put her name on social media for everybody to see she got it wrong. He simply corrects her in a loving way. You're doing so many things that you've forgotten what's really important. When you look at this particular text, several scholars suggest that Jesus would frequent this place, would frequent Mary, Martha, and Lazarus' home just to get some rest, just to hang out. He would frequent this place. And Jesus gets there, and while sitting there, talking, pouring into to Mary, Martha's in the kitchen. You know, Martha reminds us of so many people today that they have so many things going on. They love working for Jesus. They love doing things for Jesus. She's getting worked up. She's in the kitchen cooking the macaroni and cheese. She's checking the temp on the baked chicken. She's preparing the pound cake. And I mean, she's just working. She's working. Lazarus must have been in the man cave watching ESPN. He's getting ready for game 6 of the finals. I don't know what Lazarus was doing, but Martha is working. Mary is worshiping, and Lazarus is nowhere to be found. And Jesus doesn't say anything to Mary until Martha says something. Notice what Martha says. Master, tell my sister to come and help me. And Jesus looks at her and says, Martha, you're getting worked up. In other words, she was serving Jesus. But here is the problem. She was serving to be seen instead of serving because it was in her heart. Why do you say that, Pastor Ian? because what she was doing, she was getting worked up about because Mary wasn't helping. And I want to encourage somebody by saying this: don't serve to be celebrated, serve to be faithful. Even if Jesus doesn't say anything to you, serve to be faithful. Martha was doing a great job, and she had to cook because at some point dinner needed to be served. But don't take that away from somebody that comes to worship. Why do you say that? Worshiping God is more important than working for God. It depends on the time. Martha was good at working. Mary was good at worshiping. Martha needed to understand at some point we're going to all have to work because we've got to fix the plates. But right now, what's most important is that we worship because he won't be with us always. So let's embrace this time. Let me give you this nugget right here. And I want everybody to get this. And here it is. Jesus understood that Martha was doing what she did to be seen. Because he simply tells her, Martha, you're comparing what you're doing with what Mary's doing. And might I suggest this to somebody? Stop comparing what you do with what somebody else does. Servants shouldn't serve to be seen. We should serve so that our service is felt. And I say that again. We shouldn't serve to be seen, but we want to serve so that our service is felt. Anytime a person introduces themselves by their title, by their position, or by what they do, that lets you know they want to be seen. But all of us are servants, and when we're in the company of the greatest teacher and master of all time, we just want to be poured unto. So don't do what you do to be seen. Do what you do to be faithful. And if you do that, you won't allow the distractions from what everybody else is not doing to hinder you from doing what you've been called and assigned to do. Serve because you are a servant. Be faithful because that's what God requires. But don't be distracted by small things that have nothing to do with your purpose and your destiny. I pray I'm talking to Marys. Don't worry about Martha. She's going to be okay. Martha needs to work. Mary needs to worship. We all need to serve. Let's keep building the kingdom, one person at a time. I'm praying for you and I love you. Text somebody. Tag somebody. Tell them, I'm worshiping. You can work, but I plan on serving. Whether he calls my name or not, I want him to know that I'm going to do it to be faithful and not to be seen. Let's keep building the kingdom.
Now I need somebody to shout in here like you really believe he's undefeated.